legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock. Taking shots at the enemy. I'm gonna make it to the top, leave a legacy. If I got something to say, you better let me speak. Turn it up a new degree, bitch, you ain't seen anything. I pop off with the new rock. Electronic, blow the sonic roof up. I'm too honest when I take a few shots. They're too toxic, need to take the noose off. And you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as I don't slack, don't lose, learn your lesson yet. When I get to choose what I do, I'm like a weapon. I'm not sharp as many, but got heart. I'm ready to change scars to envy, to win large and plenty. I like to play fast, never change back. Calling out, I'll pay back, cause I'm great at that. Oh, you cannot save me, cause I don't need saving. It's everything I've been chasing, all here for the taking. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough though. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as me. Don't wanna test your luck with me, I think I've had enough disease. I'm sick of all the bad thoughts, people who are half-nots. You are not as tough as me.
Oh, wrestling fans! Clap for the Angle Podcast!
The Angle Podcast.
Angle Podcast.
The Angle Podcast.
The Angle Podcast.
The Angle Podcast.
It's the Angle Podcast. How exciting!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Angle Podcast Live Dive. This is a show, or a type of show, a segment that I used to do last year or so to kind of go over all the things that are happening in professional wrestling. And I decided to bring it back. We're going to start doing the live dives every Friday at 3 p.m. right here on YouTube. And that is live, if you didn't catch the drift by the name. So yes, the Angle Podcast Live Dive will be live every Friday, 3 p.m. right here on YouTube. I'm excited to do this with you and chat everything professional wrestling. And without further ado, let's get everything started. As always, I'm your host, Joey Karni. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below to stay up to date with all the things happening with the Angle Podcast. There's a lot of content that I put out from interviews, prediction shows, review shows, top matches, top moments, all things professional wrestling you can find right here on YouTube. I also post shorts every single day, like multiple shorts. There's like 3 to 4 shorts that I post every single day right here on YouTube. And you can follow all my other social media accounts as well. You can follow me on Twitter, where I'm most active. That is at The Angle Radio. I live tweet shows there. And if you follow on Twitter, you know exactly what goes on. But there's a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Oh, and also TikTok. TikTok is another place that I've been exploring, getting to know a little better. I'm close to like 25,000 followers there, so the handle for that is at the Angle Podcast. And like I said, there is a lot of things to dive into this week, dive into today that has happened this week in the world of professional wrestling. And there's we're not just going to talk about WWE. We're not going to just talk about AEW, but we're also going to talk about Impact Wrestling. We're going to talk about all things professional wrestling. So again, I'm your host, Joey Karni. Welcome to the Angle Podcast Live Dive, a new segment I will be doing every Friday live at 3 p.m. only here on YouTube. So let's kick things off right now with, let's see here, what I have first. So yes, as you can see, if you didn't already, in the thumbnail for this show, NXT has changed their logo. Now, last week or so, we saw at the end of the first year of NXT 2.0 that NXT was kind of reverting back to their old ways, going with a new, and I have to be correct when I say this because a lot of people have been correcting me and also other people on social media when they say it incorrect. The new NXT logo, the new color scheme of NXT they're not reverting back to the black and gold. They are taking the classic elements of that NXT, combining it with what they have now, and they are creating the new white and gold logo of NXT. So I have to be specific when I say that because a lot of people, I said black and gold and I got attacked for saying black and gold, but it's white and gold. The new NXT logo is white and gold. And if you watched NXT this past week, you saw that the new logo is everywhere, but we still have that rainbow style paint splattered theme of NXT. And I actually tweeted that out. I was like, why do we have this new logo with the 2.0 look? And that's because these last few shows, I think last week and this upcoming week, have been taped. So they're not live NXT episodes, they're taped. So I guess they're waiting for the live shows to start back up before they can start showing the new colors and the new whatever they're going to do. And another thing also is that the NXT 2.0 name has been dropped. It's just NXT. There's been talk of it when NXT Europe starts, that NXT will become NXT Global. I'm not sure if that is a fact or if that's just a report. I don't even know. I read that before. So if it's NXT or NXT Global, it doesn't matter. NXT 2.0 is no longer, and that is a really exciting thing for fans because a lot of people just did not like, including myself. I got comfortable with it, but it just wasn't what NXT felt like. And the biggest thing that I tweeted this out a few weeks ago when NXT announced or they presented the new logo, and that is that NXT is not just a brand. NXT is a community. You know, when people say we are NXT, that's not a t-shirt. It's not a gimmick. We are NXT really means we are NXT. There's people that have been here from the start, and you get to be a part of the start of, superstars' careers, in WWE or going from NXT to Raw and SmackDown. So you really get to be a part of the foundation parts of a superstar's build, like you see now with superstars like Solo Sikoa, who just came up from NXT. You really feel like you are a part of it. You feel like you're a part of the superstar's career and their journey, but it's not a brand. It's a community. And you saw that at the end of NXT last week or so when they announced the logo change, that everyone was chanting black and gold, black and gold, black and gold. And, it's crazy to think that fans would be so infatuated with a logo change. And like I said, it's only because NXT is a community. The fans at either Full Sail or the PC, they are a community. I know people who go every week to NXT. I get invited every week. I get the emails for the tickets. Unfortunately, I'm not in Orlando. I can't always make it, but I'm planning to. They are a tight knit group. I remember seeing a few years back there was this big group of NXT fans, and I guess they were going out to dinner either before or after the show, and Triple H went out with them, and hung out with them and got to talk with them. So NXT is a community. It is more than just a wrestling brand. When you wear that shirt and when you wear an NXT shirt or whatever you do around the idea of being a part of NXT, it's meaningful to professional wrestling fans. And it's just crazy to see that fans are rallying around a new logo change. So yeah, that's a little bit about what's going on with the NXT logo, and for fans who are watching right now who haven't seen the logo change. So let's move things over to the elite side of things, the all elite wrestling stuff that's been going on. First off, AEW Grand Slam in New York this past week. I wasn't able to attend, although I really wanted to. I was looking to potentially get media credentials, but that didn't work out. But that's okay. For those who watched or who even didn't watch and have seen the headlines by now, Saraya, formerly known as Paige in WWE, has debuted in All Elite Wrestling. She has signed. We don't know any details about the signing. That's not my forte. I just know that she signed. It's been announced, I guess, by news outlets, since that debut, that she's not been cleared, which is why when she came out, she didn't get into any physical altercations. She didn't touch anybody. It was just kind of like her coming out. She said, "This is my house," a bunch of times. So it looks like Paige has moved homes. She's moved from WWE over to AEW as Saraya, which is her real, her shoot name, her real name. And I guess just more details we're waiting on now to see what's going to happen. Is she there as a competitor? Is she there as a sort of coach or a what we've seen in the past in Impact Wrestling with Maria Kanellis, where she's kind of like the general manager role for the women's division of the company. I know AEW has been looking to kind of not revamp, but kind of rejuvenate their women's division, add some oomph to it, I guess you could say. And Saraya is the perfect example, or the perfect choice to bring in and really do some cool things. My favorite part of AEW Grand Slam this past week was the crowning of new AEW World Tag Team Champions in the Acclaimed. It's about damn time. They have the most wins in all of AEW's tag team division. Just history being made. And it was such a cool moment to see that take place. The Acclaimed came in as, I don't know, when they first came in, they were kind of, in my opinion, they seemed like just like a jobber team that would just, talk crap to the performers and the crowd and just, get their asses beat and leave. But over time, they really have just grown as individuals in the ring, as a tag team, getting Billy Gunn, the daddy ass scissor me thing. I mean, they've just got so much going on, so much going for them, that it's kind of shocking that they weren't crowned the champions earlier. But this moment in time almost seems like the perfect moment, because it's like the peak of that crowd. I guess, I don't know what the proper word is, but the crowd has just been in the palm of their hands for so long. And at this moment, it's just like the highest it's ever been. So it was a perfect moment to have them crowned as the AEW World Tag Team Champions. At the last pay-per-view, I believe it was All Out. They had the opportunity and they lost, and fans went absolutely mad because they didn't get those titles. And it just was fitting for it to happen this way. As it did. So AEW has new World Tag Team Champions in the Acclaimed. And you can only imagine there was a scissor, me daddy, after that title win. Speaking of AEW and, champions, a lot of people are saying, a lot of people are reporting, and I always like to tell people that when you read, everybody can report wrestling news. If I see a tweet from somebody that says, CM Punk is running for president, I may think that's news, and I will go tweet saying, "Hey, I heard CM Punk is running for president." It's not factual, and it's just spreading the wrong news. It's spreading false. It's spreading a false narrative. So there are a lot of Twitter pages, a lot of news outlets that will just do that. I, for one, have caught myself doing it before, and I stopped because it just spreads the wrong message to other show or other podcasts and other outlets, but it also just does not give the fans the correct knowledge that they need, the information that they need. So I always say that when talking about or when looking for a wrestling news outlet, they have to be trustworthy, which is a big one. They have to be reliable, and they have to hold themselves accountable. There are a lot of media outlets that will report something, and then it doesn't happen, or it's not true, and they hold themselves accountable. So for me personally, I always go to Fightful. Fightful is, in my opinion, the most trustworthy, the most efficient. They're always on the ball. They're always just doing what they need to do to spread the correct messages. And Sean Ross Sapp and Jimmy Van always doing some great work at Fightful. So that's who I go to for my wrestling news. But I've been seeing here and there, I guess, things about CM Punk leaving AEW. Someone, his contract being bought out and just being done with the company. I don't know if that's true or not. I guess time will tell in that sense. And speaking of people leaving, there's been rumors and talks, all that nonsense about other AEW superstars looking or asking for their release after the whole Malachi Black thing happened. We don't know who asked for their release. I would only assume that it's former WWE guys and gals. If that is even the case, people were saying maybe it's Andrade, maybe it's Miro, maybe it's FTR, who knows? But people were saying that other AEW stars were looking to have their release and were either denied or whatever. But I want to steer more away from the news side of things because, again, I'm not a news media outlet. I just like to talk about what's going on. And at the end of the day, this is a professional wrestling podcast. But the biggest thing happening in professional wrestling right now is what I want to talk about. Over the last couple of weeks at live events for WWE, during commercial breaks or just during the live events, there have been moments where the lights are dark, there's red lights on, and the song White Rabbit, if you haven't heard it, it's a creepy freaking song, but it's a great song, has been playing, like I said, at live events, during commercial breaks on Raw and SmackDown. The White Rabbit vignette things have been, you see the QR codes on Monday Night Raw. And last week on Monday Night Raw, there was a segment where Austin Theory was like stretching in the back, and behind him, like on the supply bins, there was a QR code. WWE is known to have used QR codes in the past. We saw it a couple times with NXT. They said, about Zoe Stark coming back and different things like that. So of course, everybody took their phones out and started, taking a picture of the QR code. And there was, you can check out the video on my Twitter at The Angle Radio. I actually posted it again today. But it basically said that something is happening, something is coming. 9/23. We didn't know at first if 9/23 was September 23rd. We didn't know if it was happening on Monday Night Raw at 9:23 p.m. Then the numbers turned blue, and it was 9.23 in blue, which is tonight, and the blue signifying that it is Friday Night SmackDown. So something is definitely happening tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. Then it changed to 9:23 with the two dots, meaning 9:23, the time 9:23. And I'm assuming, well, we assumed that it would happen on Raw, but at 9:23 p.m. on Raw, someone walked through the crowd holding a sign with the QR code again, and the same thing played. If you took a picture of it, so something is happening tonight on SmackDown at 9:23 p.m. It has to do with the White Rabbit. I posted a little while ago before I got on this live that there's merchandise on WWE Shop right now for the White Rabbit stuff. I don't want to call this person the White Rabbit because I don't know what exactly it is. But we're just referencing the White Rabbit, whatever that is. A lot of people looking into like digging. I know Ryan Satin was doing some digging. Fans all across the globe were doing some digging. Someone found it's a reference to Bray Wyatt. A lot of people, including myself, think it's a potential Bray Wyatt return. We know that Triple H has some surprises up his sleeve coming up, so we don't know what exactly is going on. But it's really exciting to see this like new interesting style of what WWE is doing. And it's bringing some like anxiety. It's bringing like entertainment. It's bringing like excitement like back to WWE. And it's been a long time, at least, since I've felt this much like anticipation and excitement about WWE. So honestly, we have to stay tuned. A lot of people saying it's Bray Wyatt. I think personally it's Bray Wyatt, but it could literally be anyone, because we know, or at least some diehard fans know, that Karrion Kross, when he was Killer Kross in the Independents, he had a White Rabbit type gimmick. So people thought it was maybe him, but I don't think it's Karrion Kross. I don't think it has to do with anything. I don't think it has anything to do with Karrion Kross, because one, Karrion Kross already returned. Two, he's had matches already. Three, he's been cutting promos backstage, and he's got new merchandise and all that stuff out. So I don't think it has anything to do with Karrion Kross. I think maybe they want you to think it's Karrion Kross. I don't think it's Karrion Kross. Plus, he's in like a new storyline with Drew McIntyre. So it's something new, something fresh, and it's exciting as all hell. And I think that whatever happens tonight, the fans will be excited. Just don't get your hopes up, though, that it may not be Bray Wyatt. We don't know. So don't go into this. Like I said, find trustworthy and notable news wrestling media outlets. You don't want to get the false narrative and be told it's Bray Wyatt and it's not Bray Wyatt, and you're just disappointed, and then you're one of those fans who go on and just tweet your negativity and tweet your disappointment, and that just creates a whole downward spiral of everything. So let's keep an open mind. Let's be positive. Let's be excited for whoever this is going to be. If it is Bray Wyatt, the fans have been waiting a long time for this. If it's not Bray Wyatt, well, guess what? This whole White Rabbit thing has been exciting and entertaining as all hell, and I think it's going to be great. So we're going to have to just wait and see. Another thing that happened, the news kind of broke today, Gabe Sapolsky is back with WWE. That guy is a genius. He's worked with a lot of people in WWE. He's worked in NXT before. I actually messaged him a little while ago to say congrats on coming back, and he's excited for it. I think it's great. I think that this is going to be a great. He's back in a creative role with WWE. We don't know if it's going to be on the main roster or on SmackDown, or if it's going to be back in NXT where he was before. But Triple H has really brought back his team of people. We got Road Dogg back. We got Gabe Sapolsky. I'm sure he would love to have William Regal back. He's over in AEW doing Blackpool Combat stuff. But let's see what else I have here. Yeah, so Gabe Sapolsky is back in WWE. Very exciting. Let's take a look to see what else is happening in the world of professional wrestling. Let's see. And if you are in the chat, yeah, let me know, or let me pull up the chat here for a second. If you are in the chat, if you are watching, let me know what you're thinking on all this stuff that's happening in wrestling right now. Are you excited? Is there something that you're looking forward to most? What show this week has been your favorite? Like I said, there's a lot of stuff happening. So let's see if there's anything that's been announced. I see some White Rabbit stuff. Popping up on my Twitter. I don't know what it's about. All right, so there's coordinates for something. And apparently it's the coordinates are for Rogers Place in Edmonton next week. Let's see. I don't know what's going on with this. It's exciting. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens on Friday Night SmackDown. I'm tuning in definitely. Yeah. So this week I actually put out a new interview. It's been a little while since I did an interview. The last one was with Eric Young, and this week's interview was with Steve Macklin of Impact Wrestling. He will be facing Sami Callihan and Moose in a triple threat barbed wire massacre match at Victory Road. We talked about that. We talked about his fiance Deonna Purrazzo. A lot of great stuff in that interview, so you can check that out if you subscribe down below. And yeah, it's the first thing on the page on my channel. I think that's pretty much it for wrestling updates as of right now. This show, I'm kind of just getting, my footing here. I'm trying to figure out a good system for it as, more people start to come in and interact. I think it's going to be a fun Friday afternoon segment, the live dive, where we just dive into everything professional wrestling. So yes, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, for watching, for getting involved in the chat, and follow me on Twitter at The Angle Radio. I'll be live tweeting all tonight during Friday Night SmackDown. Hopefully we get some answers with the White Rabbit stuff. Hopefully we get some answers with what's going on with AEW stars CM Punk and Malachi Black and all these people who want to leave or are leaving. We don't know. I will hopefully be able to give you some updates as we go along. And for now, I'm your host, Joey Karni, and I will see you when I see you. Have a great weekend.